Charity of the Week. Please tell us your name and charity.
My name is Chris Gregory and I'm the CEO of Isle of Play.
How did the charity start and what is its purpose?
The charity started 6 years ago or thereabouts, I think, and it started as a result of our previous cause for another charity falling through, unfortunately. So we were left with the decision, do we carry on doing what we believe or do we pack up and go get proper jobs? Well, the reality is that we chose to follow our dreams and what we believed in, and we set up Isle of Play, and we're working with about 1,000 children every week now, delivering play opportunities and making a lot of children very happy every week.
Tell us about your team.
We've got a really great team at the moment. We've only got 4 of us who actually work with the children face on. We haven't got any administration staff, I should say that as well. There's myself, who's the CEO. Then we've got Chris King, my long-term partner in crime, and then we've got Brooke Harrison, who came on board just coming up to a year in June, who's got a degree in educational psychology, and then we've got Max Carrington, who's again also a relatively new member of staff as well, but he's got a real good background in music. And so we've got what we've got currently is a team that everybody has their own strengths. So the children sort of see us almost as a family unit, and they'll go to sort of like the parental figures of perhaps myself as being this sort of fatherly figure, Chris as being this crazy fun uncle, Brooke as this very maternal mothering character who's really fun as well, and then Max who's just like the quirky older brother to them as well. And so children really rally and they go to us for different things, for different needs all the time. So it works really, really well as a team.
Who is the charity for?
Well, the charity, as you might have guessed, is for children, but they're children from all backgrounds, of all walks of life on the island. So we work with children from special educational needs backgrounds. We've got children from various socio-economic backgrounds. We're unique in that respect that we work with children from all areas on the Isle of Man, from all walks of life. We're not specialised in one particular field. That's not to say, though, that we don't specialise in the delivery of certain services for those individuals. We tailor our services kind of for whatever that child needs us to be.
Which other organisations do you work with?
We work with, crikey, quite a few. We've got the autism charities on the island. We've got Cruise Bereavement, who come to us a couple of times a year. Schools across the island, we work with most of the island schools on some level, in some way, shape or form. Special educational needs units, the food bank, perhaps predominantly, although it's not an organisation, it's the community of the Hills Ward area in Douglas, which is the kind of the Annika, the Pulrose, Saddlestone area, because that's where Leicester's Yard is based. That's our sort of flagship project, the Leicester's Yard Adventure Playground, and we get children from all that area coming to us after school during the holidays. And they come to us to play, to have food, and just to be kids without any expectations on them.
What are your main goals?
Well, the main goals of the charity are to get every child on the Isle of Man outside and fulfilling their right to play. So what we'd like to see is children populating all the parks, the residential streets outside their homes, the playgrounds, the beaches again, sort of, kind of that quintessential vision of childhood that perhaps we like to see our own childhoods as being, but seeing that as a reality for children of the Isle of Man today, because that isn't the case. The streets don't have so many children playing on them. The parks aren't littered with children; they're littered with perhaps dogfowl and litter and packets of crisps. So we really just want to free the island again for children to benefit and to enjoy the best childhood they possibly can.
How do you see the charity developing over the next 5 years?
I think we're quite reactionary in our response. Really, we plan ahead, and then typically the best laid plans of mice and men go to waste. So we look at what the needs are of the children that we're working with, and they're ever evolving. So currently we're finding we're working with more and more children with serious problems going on in their lives at home that aren't being addressed anywhere else. So our focus is currently shifting towards some of those children. We're being asked more and more to work with one-to-one, which we could probably populate our whole working school day time with children who are struggling in education or struggling at home, and they need a different kind of provision than a classroom-based one. And then we've also got all those children that I've mentioned previously that we just want to work within the community. So where are we going to be in 5 years? I don't know. I think it's very much financially biased where we go, and it's going to be driven by the demand for our services wherever we feel that it's going to be needed the most.
How is the charity funded?
I mean, have you ever met a charity in the Isle of Man that says, "Oh yeah, we're doing great for funding"? It just doesn't happen, does it? No one will ever say that. We are funded completely by charitable donations and grant applications, and then we do have a little bit of sponsorship from Hartford Homes, who have been absolutely wonderful, and they sponsor Playing Out, which is our holiday play scheme, so 12 weeks of the year. That covers about 10% of our overall costs, what we get there, so we still need to find 90% through other avenues, so fundraising events, grant applications, just little donations that people make. Every little genuinely helps so much, so anything that anyone gives us goes straight to delivery of services. None of it goes to any back office staff. We don't have anybody working behind the scenes. It's all down to ourselves, who work with the children to then go home and get in front of our laptops and continue working on the emails and responses and grant applications, etc.
How can people support you?
Allowing children to come to the events and facilities that we provide is a great means of doing it. The best way that anyone could support us would be just letting your children go outside and play, so we can effectively do ourselves out of a job and don't have to do this anymore, which is a dream, really. I want to do myself out of a job, which I'd be quite sad but also very happy about. And then if you've got any time or any extra cash lying around, then obviously if you can make a donation or take part in a fundraising event or organise a fundraising event, that would be epic. You know, we've got a young lad who's working with us at the moment. He's only 14, and he's determined he wants to do a fundraising event for us. He wants to bath in a bathtub of beans for 24 hours, which I think would be fantastic. I'd love it if people could help support. If anyone wants to provide us with a bathtub full of beans for 24 hours, we promise we won't feed them to the kids afterwards, but it would be great if anyone could support us by organising any sort of fundraising event, or supporting the likes of Kian or ourselves in anything else that we do.
Where can people find out more?
Well, you can go to the obvious spaces, our social media pages, our Facebook, etc. We do have a website. It's constantly in need of being updated, which is something that falls on me. But, the new segment on there is pretty relevant. The dates are out for the school holidays coming up, and we've got a fundraising event called Give It a Triathlon, which is coming out, and the information is readily available on our website for both of those things.
The Charity of the Week. Profile complete.